All right, guys, so welcome back here to DreamHack Winter. Again, I'm Corey Dunn alongside Threat. And if you missed the first matchup, then you missed a lot. Because, again, mousesports, they led that game there on DE Dust to 9-0. You would never even would have noticed it as the final score ended up 16-14. At that point, again, it was 9-0. In the 10th round is where NiP changed everything.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It just seems like NiP has this higher gear compared to every other team, and just when they really need it, they just put it in and run over every team.
Absolute overdrive for NiP, and we also give you a quick update of what's going on between Very Games and Lemon Dogs. I'm going to be all honest with you. I thought that Lemon Dogs could put up some rounds against Very Games, and when in fact, that's not the case. They end up losing the first map 16-5, and the last that I checked, between Lemon Dogs and Very Games, they trailed 9-2. It's probably 9-3 because I think Lemon Dogs is going to win that last one before I disconnected there. 9-3 is probably your current score in favor of Very Games. And one of the things you need to take in consideration, all of the matches that Lemon Dogs won, they started off very strong in the beginning and just could not finish quick enough. They finished and still won the games, but they weren't finishing at the end. So they're probably a better team at the beginning of the game, and if Very Games is doing that well against them, then that's a really, really tough story. We may end up seeing, there's a chance, and I know people are kind of topsy-turvy on the idea that seeing NiP and Very Games again. But this may be the same exact storyline all over again between these two, but I know there's a lot of buts in that one, I apologize. But, no, and the fact, though, is that mousesports still has a chance. They're the only team that I've ever seen put up not only one match, 16-14, but two of them. And there's still a chance. And all, honestly, what I think depends on the possibility of what side they start off on.
Yeah,
we're on Nuke, for those of you that don't know. We're currently on Nuke, and over with Very Games, and Lemon Dogs are on DE Inferno right now.
Yeah, and we can actually see this game as almost like the final. I would dare to say it, because to be honest, Very Games hasn't looked as strong as mousesports has this tournament.
No, not at all. This is actually one of the things. After the draw, we had the chance to sit there and talk with wow, and they did not win. Or I guess they did win that round. So now the score's 10-3 over there for Very Games and Lemon Dogs. But one of the chances we talked with mousesports after the draw, and they were not upset with the fact of their first game, having to face off against Copenhagen Wolves, but for the fact that they were going to have to face off against NiP. They were hoping that they would get the chance to see them in the finals. And that actually may end up being the better match, would have been that in the final, seeing that, but that's just the way that the draw works, which is actually one of the things that I've always been concerned about tournament layouts. Now, for a fact, the best of three is really, really, really good. Everyone knows that you really determine who's the better team out of those two, but you never really truly determine who's the first, second, third, or fourth. No. You understand who's the best team out of the tournament, but you never see who's the second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, exactly. And I know some tournaments, like Copenhagen Games, has used both best of three and have a loser bracket. But
that's a long tournament.
Exactly, that's the problem.
It's a very long tournament.
The question is about time, so...
Well, I mean, you have to consider, too, what happens at DreamHack Winter, and there's a reason why we see Lemon Dogs now, is there is a long BYOC process at the exact same time, and also a group play. So, in the end, you have teams that actually make their way into the playoffs. That whole process makes sense. The whole round-robin process works out very, very well. And the single elimination best of three actually works out very well whenever you're deciding who's the best team at the tournament, but at the same token, I really don't think it solidifies who is actually the second team, the third team, or the fourth team.
Yeah,
and it looks like we're going to knife round. Let's go and hop back into the studio real fast. As we switch over, you can see that score right now, again, you may have noticed, was 11-3 in favor of Very Games. And I'll hop out of this game. We're currently, like I mentioned, we're going to be on DE Nuke. That's going to be happening over with NiP and mousesports. Again, if you're just now tuning in, the first match went to NiP in this best of three, 16-14 over mousesports. And we're going to be right here on DE Nuke.
And if NiP keeps up their play as they did in the later parts of Dust 2, I'm afraid this might be an easier game for them.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what happens here in the knife round. Looks like they're going to pick up a lot of damage caused by NiP, and this is probably going to go to mousesports if it continues the way that it's going right now. All right, well, this looks like Forrest, you know what he does best. He's really great being the LMS. And, oh, no, he's going to get knocked down, maybe not great with the rifle. And you can see he's backpedaling. Oh, little KZ action going on there, missing that hop. This is actually a really big round, and look at that! Forrest loses the knife round, and this is actually one of my huge concerns of who is going to win this match. It was strictly based off of which side they start on.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, I see it on this map, and building up that momentum in the beginning of a map is so important.
It is important, and Lurppis has brought it up time and time again, and it is a very valid point, is these pro players should be able to overcome any momentous occasion, having to start over on the terrorist side on a map like DE Nuke. I mean, so coming back in the old days, and this is dating probably even further than anybody can really remember, whenever DE Cobble was in play. I know I brought it up.
Yeah.
Apologize. But on Cobble, how hard was it whenever you had to start on the T side?
Yeah, it almost felt like you had already lost the game in some weird sense, because you knew that you were probably going to get like 2 or 3 rounds, and that's good.
So at that point, it is not as that dominant on Nuke comparatively.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with for those of you that are at home. Nuke is really not a certain-sided map. It really depends on the players that are playing the game. Since whoever wins the knife round, the reason why I mentioned this, whoever wins the knife round selects the side they want to start on. So mousesports makes the assumption that they're a CT-sided team. They really can dominate early. And let's go ahead and see if that kind of comes to play here as we're still kind of waiting things to get underway. Now, a lot of times we don't really mention any technical issues or anything like that, but I really think it does come into play whenever you're talking about getting into a tournament atmosphere. You understand this being an ex-pro player as well. You've got a player like Get Right, he didn't join the server. That's the reason why we had a little bit of delays, because he was having some technical issues. It didn't happen during the first game, but during the break, he was trying to get things fixed throughout that process. Now, how do these technical issues kind of come into play, hurting or working out in your favor?
Well, it kind of just breaks the momentum. So the team that has the momentum going is the losers, of course. It's like a long timeout, I would say. So if you're in a deficit, it's always good with technical problems.
So this is the question here, because in this occasion, what happened was Get Right was having to fix his computer during the break. So where does because typically I'm making the assumption, not ever being a true pro player, making the assumption that the other 4 players have the time to sit there and think about what they're doing, what's going to happen for the next game, kind of mentally prepare themselves. But as for Get Right, he's just kind of waiting for his computer to get set up.
Yeah, and we see the game is just about to start here.
All right, so again, mousesports starting off on the counter-terror side. We're on DE Nuke. This is the version that Volcano created. And I'm going to have a talk with him because I still have an issue with these vents. But that's a whole different story for a different day.
Yeah, and those stairs on the yard is very easy for the terrorists to abuse.
Right, and so and we've talked with them, and there's more of a 3D mapping. But again, another story, another day. As we can see the setup right now, looks like they're just kind of waiting, seeing if there's any type of push happening. And Forrest able to make that jump. He makes it every time. Get used to seeing him up on. Oh, so sick! Long range Deagle headshot, shutting down Rattlesnake. As now it's evened up, down to a 4-on-4. PRB just seeing if he can be able to spot Forrest picking up his second frag, and just like that, things have cracked open here for NiP, and now it's going to be down to a 1-on-4. Make that a 1-on-3. Spraying away with that P2000. Huge round coming in there for Forrest.
Yeah, and it's like when you have a player that makes those shots, I don't even know what to say to mousesports. There's nothing you can do, basically. And though it is a bit of luck involved when getting those long-range Deagle shots.
All right, so again, NiP taking the first round. Beautiful shots. Again, he hopped up on top. Everyone knows this. They saw where he was at. He hopped up on top of here and actually they had the opposing forces over here. Let's go ahead and hop into the action right now. As you can see, you got some spamming going on there by Forrest. Looks like they're going to start to push over here towards ramp. They got a 3-man stack over here. That nade caused a lot of damage. You got 29 HP taken away there as Get Right is being fired upon. He finally does get that kill onto PRB. And again, Forrest going to regroup there with his teammates over there towards that ramp room. You got one player up on top of Hut. Still kind of pushing here. They're going to come back around, and MX picking up the first one as they try to get in there. And Pete is also going to go down. I'm going to make the assumption that they had a stack that was going on right here. They had a 2-man stack that was probably one here and one here. And so they're going to continue to push down here towards that lower side, find out where the typical LMS Rattlesnake, we'll see this time and time again. But he's going to try to be able to stay alive there and get dropped. As now the score is going to be 2-0. And NiP leading the charge here off the start. Taking a look at the current money, you can see that you got 3,900 there for MX after picking up those 2 kills. And looks like Stinger's going to end up buying that P250.
Yeah, nothing special there, just a
P250 and an 8.
Yeah. Let's see if they try to do a stack.
They got 4 guys on the outside. Looks like they're going to have a quick rotate. They're looking that they might be able to take over that upper bomb site, retake that site if need be. Right now, as you can look, you've got one player that's actually moved all the way over here towards this region, but no one is out here towards the outer side here on the terror side. Take a look here on the overview. You can see Freiberg clearing things out over here in the ramp room. Stinger's actually moved back over here, so we'll go ahead and hop on board here with Stinger and see what he's got going on. But they've already moved down here towards the lower side for Flaren, leading the charge with the bomb carrier. That's going to be Get Right. And so the lower bomb site is going to be the main objective here for NiP. Again, there's quick rotates that happen on Nuke, especially with the way that those vents are set up. Very source-like. Exist, able to pick up one, though.
Yeah, I like how NiP had Freiberg going first with only that eagle. Haven't seen that so much here.
And again, it's just very methodical, by the book play.
Yeah, absolutely. Like camping 30 seconds, then pushing together, and having one guy going a little further ahead with only a pistol, just to clear out if there's any stack or shenanigans going on.
A lot of times, what happens, because most people don't know, in the past, whenever you take out a player in 1.6, is the gun would basically fall at their feet. But in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the gun gets launched, and sometimes there's a case whenever the gun is being launched away, it can actually be shot, and it can be redirected to a different direction.
It's very cool when the players is able to abuse that.
All right, so now we can see Pete's under a little bit of gunfire. This is a gun round coming in here. This is going to be the first real action that we're going to see here on the counter-terrorist side here for Pete.
And Freiberg's out the side here in B1.
As Get Right leading things there, is able to pick up one. Already moving down there towards the lower side. Bomb is actually in the upper bomb site, and it's left up to PRB. All 5 members of NiP are still alive here. Wow.
And I don't know what to say. I mean, it looked like a simple B1 execution, and they just run mousesports over.
Let's take another look here and see what happened so far in these first 4 rounds. This is that deagle headshot and the pistol round. This is where everything started. Taking another look. Peek! How could he? It wasn't even a setup shot. He sit there and just popped him right off the bat, and we're back into game here. 4-0. Again, Forrest, congratulations. You're still a beast.
And this last round, I don't know really what happened. It just looked like a normal B1 split from
Great spray there.
And from NiP, and mousesports didn't even manage to get a single frag.
Looks like they're going to be heading over here down towards that lower side. Oh no, bad nade! It's not going to actually cause that much damage. Luckily enough, it's to a teammate. I know that sounded weird, but again, the damage ratio is different. And so we look at it right now. It's going to be left up to PRB again. A save round coming in. 5-0. These quick round leads are just anticlimactic, if you will.
Yeah, I agree, and let's hope mousesports will manage to do something, because right now it's looking way too easy for NiP.
I think the main thing, if mousesports ends up losing this, they've got one issue that they have to overcome, and that's themselves. Not the end game, not how they play in game. It's their mental game that comes into play.
Yeah, maybe Rattlesnake needs to calm down, so to say.
Honestly, I think what it is that his teammates aren't the ones that can handle that. They probably dealt with it for years. They're probably really good friends with him. But at the same token, you just can't have someone that completely rages on you the whole time if your emotions can't handle it itself. And they need to have a psychologist for gamers soon.
Yeah.
But it's going to be down to a 2-on-2. You've got Freiburg down to 12 HP. The bomb carrier is going to be Forrest, who's actually been pretty well so far. As you take a look there, he's sitting at 7-2 overall here in the 6th round. Let's see what happens so far. You got, again, Freiburg up there on top of the lobby. They have 50 seconds left. Dropping that bomb. You know he's probably going to do this KZ jump. Let's see if we can catch it.
There you go.
Oh, got it. Making that jump. Nice little spam that's going on there. Typical spray, making sure that that's trying to just clear out one section. But pushing out is going to be PRB. And so that spray actually was counterintuitive in a sense because he was spraying, which drew a member from the radio room.
Yeah, PRB knew that there was only one guy in the lobby there.
And that's going to do that as Rattlesnake connects. And that was over up on top of ladder. And so 5-1. As you can see, it's raining guns right now as they're exchanging back and forth. Rattlesnake's got an AWP, 3 M4s for PRB, MX, and Stinger. And Pete has elected to go with the FAMAS. As we take a look at the money right now, you can see that MX sitting at 1,600. So they definitely cannot lose this round because that would have reset their economy bonus. And so we'll see what happens here with Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake again, and we see this pretty typical here for him, pushing up on top. And he gets completely blind. Great pop flash. Perfect moment for them to be able to rotate back around. They've got one member. I believe it's probably going to be end up being get right on the outside. Yeah, exactly over there towards Squeaky. That was for Flaren.
They're already down the yard stairs. So the seat is in a lot of trouble right now.
Let's see what happens so far. He's going to be having a nade down there by Flaren. Freiburg pushing up here inside of ramp room. There goes MX picking up one. This is where they need to try to change this game up, change the attitude. And right there, Forrest opening there in the lower side. And this is that through that secret room. And you can travel so quick through these vents, sprinting through. It's like a hallway. As he pushes down towards the lower side, and now he's going to utilize this nuke. See if I can kind of pivot around it. Let's go ahead and wrap back around and see what's happening here for Rattlesnake. Oh, headshot from Flaren. Spam battle going on between Get Right and Singer, and this has been a quick change as it's going to be left up to Pete down to being the LMS, and Forrest beats a FAMAS with a Glock in hand.
And look at mousesports money now.
Yep.
Winning a round, losing the next round. They have to string these rounds together or else it won't work.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 kills max.
I'm calling it now. I mean, this is too hard of a situation
It's over.
already for mousesports. Yeah, their money's so low. I mean, even if they win this eco and win the rest of the rounds, I would still say NiP are the favorable for the next half.
Threat, what if I told you you were 1-7 right now and your team was losing? How would you feel at that point?
I would not be happy.
And if you were Rattlesnake, would you be happy either?
Then I would probably be more angry.
And nice shots coming in there by Freiburg, able to take down MX. You can see that spam spot. Again, what happened earlier, they had a double boost that was happening over there. Nice headshot from Freiburg. And let's go and see what he can do again. He's going to have a member fall back. That's probably a really good idea as he regroups with his teammate down and lower. And there goes for Flaren. He's able to pick up a kill as well with the AK. And Rattlesnake and his teammate Stinger, the last two alive. Rattlesnake sitting at 1 HP, completely blind and having to hold his own. Headshot, though, able to shut down Forrest. Is he going to wrap back around? Can he be able to do it again here? Freiburg, again, who's been so big, has got 2 kills so far in this round. Switching back over to Stinger. Stinger going to get eliminated there. There goes Rattlesnake shutting down Freiburg.
Yeah.
The Hulk is raging, and enough to be able to start getting some kills on the board. That's another one so far. He's picked up 3 here in the round. And, you know, this is good for just the mentality of it. He's going to be down still to this 1 HP. He got to play. That's going to be, I believe that's Flaren. He's pushing up right around the corner. He gets headshotted through the wall. I apologize. He gets shot through the wall. And so now it's going to be 7-1 here in favor of NiP. But again, I had mentioned he was actually 1-6. But now Rattlesnake leads his team 4-7. We're now in the 9th round, and the max number of kills for mousesports is 4, which means on the other side, the number of deaths is very, very low.
Yeah, and look at their money. 16k on Fiffler and 14k on Exist. Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, good game.
This is going to be a gun round here coming in. Looks like Pete's going to decide to go with the FAMAS yet again. No nades.
Just spamming through the T roof here.
Let's go back to Freiburg, because Freiburg was so effective over there inside of ramp room. See if you can go ahead and do it again. Just spamming there through the smoke.
And what I have noticed that it feels like the spamming through T roof on this map is a lot less effective in CSGO than it was in 1.6.
Well, at the same token, we kind of look at it a little bit later. The reason why I would say it's ineffective is because in the past, that Raptors was so thin. You had very little space to go, so that spam could hit. But now that Raptors is a little bit thicker and your players are a lot thinner, so now you can kind of maneuver on the that ramp or on the Raptors. We do see some spams happening there on DE Nuke. They're through the walls. But at the same token, you know, there's a lot to consider whenever you're talking about the third-person model. It's going to be for Flaren right now.
Great shot from fifth round there.
He's on the outside. Again, Rattlesnake, who's been pretty lackluster until that previous round, that save round, is now getting picked off. Now it's going to be down to a 4-on-4. Let's go and take a look and see where players at. Oh, look out on the backside here for PRB. He's able to shut down for Flaren. And now it's going to be back into the site. Freiburg picking up one. Force also there. There goes PRB. MX, he's by himself. He's able to make it down to a 1-on-1. 7 seconds left. Bomb carrier is going to get that bomb planted here by Get Right. Behind the Nuke, chasing. It's going to be down here to this 1-on-1. 91 HP here for Get Right. Wrapping around the box, peeking out. Get Right picks up the kill. And the round's 8-1 now is the score here in favor of NiP.
And there's absolutely nothing going in mousesports' way right now. And one-on-one situation like that is kind of random, I would say. And like NiP still manages to win every single one of those situations.
The finals are going to be scary. If NiP continues to play that the way they are, this is going to be a quick finals coming up here in a moment.
Yeah, I agree. They just seem to be one level above everybody else.
All right, so it looks like we have a 5-man stack happening over here for mousesports. It's going to go ahead and start to be able to push in here. Stinger popping some shots down range here inside of ramp up for Flaren and Freiburg. I'm just going to, why am I not on Freiburg right now? As he pushes down, and that's probably why, because we switch back over here. PRB, though, is able to take out 2. God, it's difficult to get really excited about some of these pistol rounds, as you still have to think in the back of your mind that mousesports is trailing 9-1.
Yeah, I mean, even if they get the rest, like NiP is up 9-6, a seat on Nuke. It's like this must they have to do like the biggest comeback ever in mousesports right now.
Well, and the difference is too, you may sit there and say, well, Corey, you know, on the previous match, mousesports was leading 9-0 and everything was working out for them. Well, the difference is they have 15K across the board for most of their players. They're set, and they're on the T side where they can sit there and buy all day long as well.
And there are NiP.
And they're, well,
yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
Now, Forrest's been practicing because I think he's 3 for 3 so far, especially with caught him on camera so far.
Looks like a mousesports round though.
Yeah, it's already going to be down to a 3-on-3. Let's kind of take a look and see where everyone's at, see where the action's going to happen. Oh, it's going to be, that's Rattlesnake over there. Switching back over to him, missing that off shot, but then, of course, he was backpedaling, probably just spamming now. Nice little flash coming in there. You can see those two were actually blind. Forrest pushing up, and he's going to get connected with. Switch back over to Rattlesnake. Boom! Connects. Yeah, that's going to take out for Flaren. 9-2.
Yeah, flawless round, so they have money to buy for at least another round if they lose. So a little glimpse of hope, maybe.
It's no longer the conversations about the money. It's currently about winning rounds.
Yeah, I mean, they have to win the rest of the rounds. They have to win the pistol. And even then, they are just on even footing, and they're on the T side.
Well, this is where all the strats come out as we see what's going to happen here for this round. Nade's going to blow up that door, so now the squeaky door is completely open. They're going to go and start to be able to push up. We're going to see an upper rush here in just a second. Switch over here to Freiburg, completely blind. Bomb's going to get planted there by Forrest inside the site. Get Right able to start things off. exchanging frags between the two, and it looks like GetRight's getting the upper hand there. Freiburg going to push down towards the lower side. Perfect timing, shutting down PRB. Now down to a 2-on, make that a 3-on-1. As Pete is the LMS. See if he can move out here. Bomb going to be ticking away. And again, how quick he can move between vent to vent. They can toy with him all day long. As they kind of push backing up, and he's going to spray down Pete. Let's see if they can continue here. Bomb's going to be taken around. It doesn't have enough time. Bomb's going to explode, and he stays alive. No, he does not. Freiburg, again, how quick he can maneuver through those vents. He popped out in time to go chase after him and pick him off. 10-2 in favor of your reigning champions over the past few months here is NiP leading over the English and the Norwegians, mousesports.
Yeah, and it just looks really rough for them right now. However, they did win the past round flawlessly, so they have money right now.
Well, let's see. Right now, they're going to be heading over there down towards the ramp room. Nice little, that smoke, actually. They're going to be able to push up. MX able to pick up one. PRB's over there as well. I think he's actually got the bomb down right there inside a ramp room right now. And once he made the call, there he has his teammates joining him. That's going to be Rattlesnake that's right next to him. And where is Forrest at? Because he just made a great shot. He came down from lower. And look out, Rattlesnake has some stuff to worry about. As now it's going to be down to a 2-on-2. Again, you mentioned that about that secret area. And Pete is trying to commit to that kill as now Forrest is low on health, but he needs to be on the lookout for Flaren as now it's going to be down to a 1-on-2. And the bomb will be picked up here in just a moment to head down towards that lower bomb site. They have the option, though.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they will go down. Bad news for Stinger.
Going down there towards the lower side. And there it is, going to be heading down here towards the vent, and he spotted him. Now they know. The good thing he has that back doorway that he can go through. Nade coming out. Oh wow, the other nade on the other side from Flaren does connect, finishing him off and score 11-2.
And they're out of money as well.
Ouch.
Yeah, this map is very, very one-sided. I don't know. It's hard to get excited about these last few rounds this half because I don't really think they will matter at all.
Well, they need to at least get this next round, or the game point round.
Yeah.
For the first half. Just looking across again, we talked about their money is really, really tough. They actually ended up buying armor and whatever pistol they feel is works for them.
And
you got 3 Deagles, 1 P250.
And it almost looks like mousesports has given up. 4 of the team bought, and 1 guy
Look
has
at
a
this.
eco.
This is just so perfect. I mean, again, NiP, they've got the bomb down over here. They're waiting. They're set up. They're not making anything happen. They're 30 seconds in. Dink. By the book.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the book. And again, they've got 3 players working together towards the outside. You still have Forrest on the outside spraying. Just perfect gameplay. And oh, but look at this, PRB, nice little nade coming in. He knows that they're there. Perfect counter flash. Able to take down 2. The P250 is so OP. Oh my goodness.
Like it actually does a lot of damage through a player into another player. Like, doesn't make sense.
Are you kidding me? Now it's going to be left up just like that. Beautiful by the book. The pages have been torn out as now it's going to be down to a 2-on-1 here with GetRight going up against PRB and Stinger. But we all know you never, ever, ever count out GetRight or Forrest, both coming in as an MVP. That was based off of HLTV.org's calls. Let's see what happens here. PRB right there. Again, look out. See how he's utilizing the vents?
And I think actually GetRight will win this because they don't have a defuse kit. He just need to get
they
one
have
kill.
to make something happen. They're waiting too long. You at least have to draw him out, at least. Oh, no!
He actually
And
just
Stinger jumps, hits his space bar.
I wonder if that was the classic scroll jump.
Oh, no.
However, I don't think that round matters that much, but it's just Yeah, salt in the wounds.
Wow. 12-2. 10-round lead here in favor of NiP.
And as I said earlier, like nothing is going in mousesports' way.
Wow.
So
Got two guys over there. That looks like they're going to be stacking the upper bomb site, but look out. They're going to be pushing in. Exist, starting things off. Get right, picking up one. Flaring also. Nice nade. Going to be in perfect timing. Dropping down MX. Down to 68 HP. Down to a 2-on-4. Smoke's coming in. You also have one wrapping around there towards that vent. That's going to be PRB. Causing a lot of noise. Going to draw in and move over towards the other side. And he does make it through, and there comes. He able to pick up one, and that's going to do it. 13-2.
as terrorists, and it's yeah.
Wow.
It would yeah. I don't know what to say. This game is over.
Wow.
I wish we could see like the biggest comeback in CS history, but I really doubt it.
You have to have at least some type of momentum, and one of the things that's been said here in the rules, it actually states that there is no delay in the halftime. And in the past, that would be that moment where you can regroup. And of course, Na'Vi used to take complete advantage of it. They take a 50-minute break to then come into the second half. Those games would last like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I remember one game versus Fnatic when they had to like postpone it and play the second map on the next day.
But now we have rules for it, and that's the reason why you can't. This doesn't give mousesports any time to regroup. Pushing in here is going to be Exist. He's going to play a little bit more aggressive. Nice headshot, though, by Stinger. Let's go and switch over to his POV. Oh, no! As that's going to push out, and Rattlesnake goes down. Stinger is going to get taken out, or Stinger's going to pick up one. It's going to be down to a 2-on-3, low on health. And now it's going to be left up to Stinger. Stinger picking up another one. Now it's going to be down to a 1-on-1. He has the health advantage. The bomb is down in front of the bomb site. And that nade's going to come back across. 28 HP for Flaren, waiting for this bomb to get planted. So much time to work with. This actually works in favor of Stinger. I have no clue why he's thunder-footing around right now.
Yeah, I think he's looking for the bomb, but he just found it.
Drops down towards the vents. Goes ahead and acts like he's busting out the vent. And again, he's just giving away his spot every time he ends up doing something different. Usually you can try to be able to fake something like that. Now he knows down towards the lower side. He has to be able to worry about a 6. He does turn around. Now see if he can be able to pull off this 1v3. He's picked up 3 frags that I can recall at this point with this P250. Can he be able to clutch it? He holds his position, and he does! mousesports Stinger. Again, most people didn't really consider him whenever thinking about what mousesports has to offer. But of course, I'm going to go and shoot this one out to Redeye. Redeye knew. He had mentioned it.
He's actually an old school 1.6 player. I've seen him playing Gathers for so long, but he's just never been on a solid team. And I just have to wonder what the Rattlesnake said there when he threw that flash in Squeaky and it landed on his teammate.
As that was actually Stinger who slid in front of him too. That was the irony of it all. 13-3 right now is going to be the score here. As again, they're trailing by 10. Picking up the pistol round is going to be big, as you can already see. Typically, we see them all buying submachine guns. That doesn't really change much, except for the fact that Stinger got multiple kills in that round. He actually had picked up, I believe it was still 4. I think it was 4 altogether. Picking up that ace. That will definitely be in the highlight reel, and we'll get another chance to look at it. 4-on-2 now, as Stinger continues. The bomb's going to get planted here by Rattlesnake. Picks up that extra $300 in the bank. And now it's going to be down to a 3-on-1 here for 4. Is so sick. As now it's going to be down to a 1-on-2. We've seen it in this best of 3 series, where he was able to pick up a 1v2. But I guess he's looking at a purpose of that he only has a deagle still, and it looks like he might actually back up enough where he had that MP5 or MP7, MP9, one of the many. I don't know. It's hard to differentiate between the MP7 and MP9.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
I think it's the MP9, MP7, MP9.
I think that's an MP7.
It's an MP. That's a submachine gun he's got.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
13-4 now, as they trail by 9 here against NiP. Taking a look here at what we have for the current money. You can see they're going to have to save one more time here on the CT side, and also they have the rounds in their advantage as well. So there's, you know that they're going to continue to work here. And there's no upgrading being done except for we've got AKs and a Galil. That was just due to the fact that they ended up getting killed off.
And we
Pushing
see,
up.
Exist here with the submachine gun here.
Yeah, be afraid. That was the weapon that Forrest picked up. Look, Get Right just on the other side. This actually might work out here for Get Right. No, he's going to get dropped there, but he does cause so much damage there to MX. He's down to 10 HP, and also for Flaren has gone down as well, and now it's going to be left up to Freiburg, as well as Exist and Forrest, who's wrapping around towards the outside. Let's see if he might be able to get MX running away here. Just on the other side of that red CT. Pushing out there. There's going to be Exist. Find out where Freiburg is. He'll probably regroup with his teammate over there towards Secret.
You see MX getting some action here.
MX going to get dropped there. As now it's going to be down to a 2-on-4. And right now you've got Pete low on health. And wrapping around. He needs to worry about his 6 right now. Turns around and able to take out Rattlesnake. Which actually gave him, actually he only had a submachine gun as well. So Forrest is going to get to keep, probably not now. Beautiful nade coming in there. That's going to force him to have to buy another deagle. He won't be able to quit for the next round. And so now we'll see the very first gun round. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. All straight up M4s coming across the board here for NiP, not utilizing the AWP in this game. 13-5, though, is the score. And if you're just now tuning in, it's 16-14 was the first map in favor of NiP. That was over there on DE Dust 2. A lot of great individual gameplay.
And look at the boost that ramp for Forrest here. No, they failed the jump 2 times, so they decided not to do it.
As right now you got Get Right on the other side, though, going to work. He's on the outside. He was able to take out 2. Both Rattlesnake and Pete both went down. But one player did get through into Secret. That was MX. Continue to push up here. See if he might be able to make something happen. He's got one just right there on the other side. You can see that the vent is open. And his gun barrel may be sticking out here in just a second. And he doesn't commit there to going up. Stinger right now wrapping down towards the lower side. Bomb carrier, though, is going to be Stinger. Still working down here towards the lower side. 40 seconds left to go here. They do not know. Again, you've got MX right here trying to clear things out. Let's look at Stinger right now. Stinger's going to be pushing out. He busts out the window, so they know that he's over in this area right now. Going underneath, utilizing this cover fire here. PRB causing some damage. There goes Stinger by Flaren. Switch over back to MX. Who was able to take down Freiburg as he pushed around through here. They've got one player down below. And right now they're going to be down and out as Get Right picks up his 3rd frag in the round. And 14-5 here in favor of NiP. Let's go and take a look and see where money sits. We should see mousesports buying here.
Yeah, they have to buy every single round now, I feel like.
And of course, if they end up losing this round,
and it just looks so
game
easy
over.
for NiP. Like, they're just rushing yard, Get Right, run through the smoke, take 2 frags, get away. And he only lost like 50 HP or something.
We're going to see a lot of spamming going on here in just a second here by mousesports. You got a boost member up here. That's going to be Pete hopping up on top. Let's see what happens here with Pete. Of course, I guess they had enough of Get Right, so that's the reason why they boosted up here now. Checking their spots. Made a little bit of noise. Now they're going to know that they're over here. Some good flashes coming around. Get Right just on top. Switch to his action here. You can see what he's got here. Got the M4 over by CT train box. And he spots one, catching Pete while he was just kind of wandering around up on top of roof. But he does get exchanged there for Rattlesnake. So that's what you want to do as a T. Even though you lose a player, you still want to get the exchange, because then you get the upper hand on the defense side. Rattlesnake getting another frag. They're in. Let's go ahead and switch back over here to Rattlesnake, see if he can continue so far. And look at that. His teammates are getting picked off. He's got some cover fire there. Has to back up. And he gets dropped. And just like that, we're sitting at game point. NiP 15-5 over mousesports.
And mousesports, there's none of them have over 3K. So we're going to see Galils and Deagles and 250s.
And just like that, mousesports, they really contested there. But you got to understand, their life was sucked away there in game number 1 whenever they led that game 9-0 in the beginning. And it looked as if they just had complete control. They were hitting all of their shots. They were all playing extremely well. And then nothing happened on their side. There was nothing that they did wrong. It's what NiP did. It's that they kicked it into overdrive, and they started winning rounds. And they ended up taking that 9-6, winning 6 rounds on that first half. And, you know, it's just that's how everything kind of just worked out there for NiP. They took that game. And from that point, you're thinking, what happened? We had 9 rounds against these guys. We were leading by 9 rounds. And then they still made their effort. And one of the hard parts is they got back into the game. And they were still fighting. They're like, okay, well, we still have a chance to be able to win this game. And then they end up losing it 16-14. The closest you can get the second time over. Ball game here for NiP, taking it 16-5 here over mousesports. And a huge kudos to Get Right and Forrest and all of NiP as they'll head on into the finals. So I want to go ahead and take a look right now as we may have the chance to here towards the next matchup between those two, between Lemon Dogs and Very Games. That may be still going on right now. I don't know for a fact, though.
Yeah, I doubt it. They were leading pretty big when we left.
Let's see if we hop into an empty server, and we do.
Yeah. So it's a rematch.
We're going to see Very Games and NiP again. This is exactly what everyone wanted. Maybe not.
No. I mean,
I wanted to see something different. I honestly wanted to see mousesports slide through. And then after that, I wanted to see, not the fact that I wanted to see NiP get beaten, but I wanted to see someone else try to contend against NiP.
Yeah, right now it's not even that exciting to watch the game since NiP is just so much better than everyone else.
Let's take a look at what happened here in this best of 3 between NiP facing off there against mousesports. Mousesports did a great job throughout the tournament. They played extremely well, especially in group play, getting through and having to compete in a tournament like that. As you can take a look, this is where everything changed. Mousesports led 9-0. They're on Dust 2 at one point, but in the 10th round, it was already, you can see it was down to a 4-on-4. And this is where everything kind of fell apart there as they pushed there inside the bomb site. Just a great retake. And the main thing that probably happened here too is that the bomb carrier died up on top of the platform. This is where I wondered, why didn't he slide on through to try to pick up the bomb? There's a beautiful smoke, and he still doesn't go for the bomb. He had a lot of time to end up going back for it. But at least he could use the bomb to draw them in. The beeping noise of whenever you're dialing on the pad is so loud you can draw them in even further. It's kind of like going back in the day for going for the fake defuse.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a new little trick players use.
Oh, this is that beautiful round. Again, this is where I was breaking things down. He backs up towards Catwalk, and he becomes extremely patient. Watch here. He's going to hold here for long periods of time. And right now you can see he's already getting impatient, and that's where he peaked out. He may have been able to pop that shot. Since he realized he didn't get it, this is where he started to kind of progress. And again, he changed the headshot line. That's why he hopped up on top of that railing, and he changed the headshot line and continued to move across there. So 9-4 was that point. He does get the defuse. That was just another big round there. It just shows what happened. Again, they kicked it into overdrive there for NiP, and that's why they were able to take that first, mousesports only won that 9-6. Now, at the same token, mousesports was doing really good during this game. You can see this beautiful diffuse through the smoke as there was a nice little long A plant, which worked back in 1.6, but it's very difficult in Source or Counter-Strike Global Offensive because the smoke is so thick. As we can take a look here, this was actually one of the things that we had mentioned was that the knife round was going to be a crucial point for it. And in turns, you would think that that would be the case, and it just really did not happen. Of course, we also get to see that Forrest may be an excellent rifler, but at the same token, he's not really that great when it comes in terms of getting the knife kill. He doesn't play enough of those knife maps.
Yeah, and I mean, the knife round is important.
And watch him miss this KZ jump. Not happening. It's a very difficult jump. Usually you actually have to double jump it, but...
Yeah, and I mean, the knife round is important when two even teams play each other, and these teams are not even.
Oh, let's take another look at this one. Watch it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Beak. And that's where he picked up that beautiful deagle headshot there up on top. Another look. One more time. Yep, there it is. That was in slow motion.
I would always
that's typical for me in that speed, but if you did it in real time,
yeah,
that's not happening. Not something like that. But again, Rattlesnake, this was that one round where I was like, okay, well, this round's basically over at this point. But then Rattlesnake goes and just starts to go to work here as he picked up 1 kill there, comes back in, catches him on the backside. That's his 2nd kill, and he still continues here. For some reason, Faflarian decides to kind of progress against him. Faflarian ends up taking him out. Beautiful shot there. And so now it's down to a 1-on-2. Faflarian's wrapping around. He's down low health. I apologize. That was Faflarian who wrapped in. But then he ends up losing there. This is also an individual great skill play here for Stinger. Stinger pushing out there, able to pick up 2 so far. Picks up that 3rd one, and now is down to a 1-on-1. This is where things kind of came into play here as we kind of speed through here. He does get the bomb down. Beautiful plant. Now, quickly, right behind him, he has 1-1-6, and Faflarian missing that shot. And then this is where what I love the most. That vent has not been broken yet on the other side, so he knows that. The doors haven't been opened. The glass hasn't been broken. And you can see all across, all the sounds that you can have to worry about have not been touched at that point. And so he just...
Yeah, Faflarian needed he could just break the other vents.
It would have caused a whole different story.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in the end, NiP won by a landslide anyway, but whatever you're thinking in terms of you want to kind of implement it into your game, just think about all the different types of metagame that's going on at the exact same time. You notice how quickly Stinger realized that vent hadn't been broken, the door hadn't been open, and the window hadn't been broken. And there's no way he's getting to ramp. That's just not happening.
Yeah, exactly. Especially under that time. I mean, if he wouldn't have seen him for like 10 seconds, he might start to get worried about other positions.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
And you have basically in any 1v situation, if it's a 1v1, 1v2, 1v3, you work the patient game. You work it where your opponent has to sit there and overthink things, and that usually is where things slip up, and the difference between a good player and a great player. But that, of course, also brings us to our finals. We'll be tuning in again here in a little bit here from DreamHack Winter, NiP versus Very Games in a Counter-Strike Global Offensive Finals. Who would have thunk it? Of course, we're going to do it all over again and see if Very Games can change their tune, because, again, we saw what happened at ESWC. That was not the best finals to watch, and we'll see if Very Games can kind of redeem themselves in that matchup. So stick around right here on twitch.tv/DreamHackCS. Make sure you tell your friends, make sure you tell your grandmother and everyone else to sit there and tune in to this game, because this, again, is the best Counter-Strike Global Offensive tournament overall. Had some of the best teams. We had the British as well as the Norwegian from mousesports. We had some American teams trying to make an effort there at this tournament. We also, of course, have the French who pushed on into the tournament. We've had the Brazilians who've made their way and had to face off against NiP in the beginning. This is definitely an international affair here at DreamHack Winter. And again, no matter what the situation was, we've now narrowed it down to 2. NiP and Very Games coming up next. Make sure you stick around. We'll be right back after the break.